In the heart of Eastern Europe, a chilling reality unfolds. Journalism in Belarus has become a life-threatening profession. Ksenia Lutskina, once a respected journalist creating documentaries for the Belarusian state broadcaster, now lives in exile in Lithuania. Her crime? Trying to bring truth to the people through independent media. After being arrested in 2020 for attempting to launch a fact-checking TV channel, she was sentenced to 8 years in prison. But her time behind bars was cut short, not by mercy, but by a brain tumor that left her fainting in her cell. She was wheeled into a penal colony, barely able to stand, and later pardoned. I realized that journalism has really turned into a life-threatening profession in Belarus, she shared. She's one of many. According to Reporters Without Borders, Belarus holds the grim title of Europe's leading jailer of journalists, with at least 40 currently serving long sentences. Conditions are brutal: beatings, isolation, and no access to lawyers or families. The Belarusian Association of Journalists reports that over 397 journalists have faced unjust arrests since 2020. The crackdown began after a disputed 2020 election, where President Alexander Lukashenko clung to power amidst widespread protests. Over 65,000 people have been arrested since, with more than 1,200 still recognized as political prisoners today. The regime now labels journalists as enemies of the state. Even those who fled abroad aren't safe. They face in absentia prosecutions, property seizures, and threats against their families. One heart-wrenching case is that of Katsiarina Bakvalova, who was beaten in prison and had her sentence extended for treason. Her husband, also a political analyst, is awaiting trial. Another, Andrzej Poczobut, a Polish journalist, suffers from a serious heart condition yet remains in solitary confinement. Attempts by Poland to intervene have failed. Meanwhile, Marina Zolotava, once the editor of the popular news outlet Tot.by, is serving a 12-year sentence simply for publishing news deemed harmful to national security. And yet, Lukashenko has pardoned over 250 people since July, not out of compassion, but as a bargaining chip to improve ties with the West. As Belarusian analyst Valery Karbalovich puts it, he is cynically willing to sell journalists and activists to Europe and the United States in exchange for easing sanctions. For many, the only refuge lies abroad, but even there, the trauma lingers. Freed journalist Andrei Kuznichik, who spent 3 years in prison, was stunned to see how many more had been imprisoned during his absence. Back in Lithuania, Ksenia Lutskina is trying to rebuild her life with her 14-year-old son. They both read George Orwell's 1984, banned in Belarus, and see its eerie reflection in their homeland. Belarus has turned into a gray country under a gray sky, where people are afraid of everything and speak in whispers, she says. But voices like hers refuse to be silenced. Subscribe to our channel to get such latest news.